Hi Taurus, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2022 love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what will be in front of us, it's bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is we look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with that all out of the way, let's get it started. Past energy on your side, we have two cards. We have Tradition, which is actually the equivalent of the Hierophant, which is the major arcana card for your sign. And we have the Eight of Staves, Sagittarius energy. So what I'm seeing with this, particularly because it has the names Romeo and Juliet on the card itself, could just be saying that you might have actually saw the potential for this to be a long-term commitment, but there might have been something about it that was forbidden. Forbidden might be a bit of a stretch, right? But maybe you felt like certain people wouldn't approve of the connection. Maybe they were just living at a very far distance from you. That might have made it impractical for the two of you to be together. There's quite a few ways I could see that playing out. For some of you, it could even just be as simple as the two of you might have been in the same workplace. So it might have been, depending on what workplace you're in, they might frown upon people in the workplace dating each other. But it does look like you actually felt pretty comfortable with this person, and you might have had a lot of communication with them, possibly through social media more than face-to-face possibly, but that's what I see there. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Four of Swords, so this is Libra energy, and this usually points to an energy of healing, so for some of you, maybe that's why it was forbidden, if you will, because maybe you saw that they were possibly just out of another connection, so you might have realized, okay, maybe the timing isn't right for me to try to get them into another relationship, right? Maybe you might have realized that they were going through a bit of healing from their previous situation. But again, I do get the energy that for some of you that this definitely could have been a workplace romance, and that was part of what it was, where you couldn't really come out outright and say, hey, we're dating each other, and when you were in that environment, you had to kind of keep that on the low, but that's what I'm seeing there. Alright, present energy on your side, we have Fortune. So this is the equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter energy. And could just be saying that maybe you guys actually had a separation because of all these energies that seem to be making it a forbidden connection. But I feel like now in the present, you might actually be hearing about this person again, possibly through mutual friends. That's one way I could see it playing out. Or even just, you might hear a song on the radio that reminds you of the person. But yeah, it seems like there might be things popping up that just keep bringing your thoughts back to this person in the present. And I do have to say, I do feel like there's still at least some kind of physical distance between the two of you in the majority of cases. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Three of Chalices, Cancer energy, Six of Chalices, Scorpio energy, and Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So yeah, with the Three of Chalices energy, I really see this as they thought of this as a connection that would be abundant and had a lot of growth potential, a lot of fertility to it. And then with that Six of Chalices, this is an indicator to me that there was some kind of separation between the two of you. But here, if we look at that, it looks like definitely a nostalgic type of energy, maybe looking back on old times together. So yeah, it does seem like there was some kind of separation between the two of you. But with the Two of Pentacles energy there, it looks like there's some reluctance on their part to reach out to you. So if we look at his body language there, it's like he's kind of reaching out toward her, but looks like he's pretty reluctant to actually touch her. And I don't know why this won't focus right now, but yeah, you could kind of still see it. You know what I mean? He's like approaching her, but seems to be carefully approaching. So yeah. They might be undecided, maybe a lot of time has passed, so they could be reminiscing, not realizing that you're also starting to think of them in the present as well, so there could be some reluctance on their part to reach out. Could just be as simple as the fact that, of course, at the time of recording this, we have the Venus retrograde still going on, and Mercury retrograde started recently too. So I could definitely have thoughts from the past coming up for sure. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So for me, the way I see this is Aries energy, by the way, which for you guys is the 12th house. But I feel like this is saying that you might actually still have some hope of this becoming a connection between the two of you. So yeah, for a lot of you, this may not have become a formal connection between the two of you, but at the very least, it looked like there was a desire for you to have one in the past. And now seeing this in the future, it says to me that you might still be holding out hope for it. For some of you, if there is that physical distance that I was talking about, this could actually represent that might be taken care of, where now you guys might be in the same area together. That's what I'm seeing with that. Or you will be in the future, I should say, since that's in the future position. And future energy on their side, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here. So for some of you, this might actually take until we get to the Virgo full moon during Pisces season, which will be in March. But beyond that, it could just be saying that they might actually start putting in effort. There definitely could have been some disappointments between the two of you, though, because what always stands out to me with the artwork here is if we look at them, they're together in the same space. He's like extending that rose, but it looks like she's not even paying any attention to it. So yeah, definitely could have been some split for sure between the two of you. Like I said, it definitely looks like in the present, especially on their side, it looks like they're really reminiscing around the connection. And it could even just be one of those things, like they could be thinking about you to the extent that just energetically you could kind of feel that. But for some of you, like I said, you might actually be hearing about this person from mutual friends in the past, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, it could be songs that you might have listened to together in the past. Something definitely seems to be coming up in the environment that makes you think of this person again. And like I said, it looks like you haven't really fully lost hope that it could actually turn into something more committed. But like I said in the past, you might have just realized that they had something else going on that made you think, okay, well, even though I want this connection, it looks like this won't really get off the ground. Like I said, it looks like they were going through some healing. So I feel like they are actually going through that healing process. And now they're going to be putting an effort toward the connection again. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Love. So this is the major arcana card for Gemini. And of course, if we think of Gemini as the house of communication, this could definitely say that there could be some more of those types of romantic exchanges between the two of you. Nothing really going on astrologically speaking in Gemini. And as a matter of fact, the nodes pretty much just were shifting over from Gemini to your sign recently. So it could be as simple as that. But yeah, I feel like this is saying that this is actually going to represent some communication between the two of you around those feelings. And then the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Two of Wands. So this is Aries energy here. And usually this is an energy of initiation. So for the majority of you, I feel like it's actually going to be this person who does initiate the contact, but it could go either way. I'd say probably 70% of you, maybe even more, I feel like that's going to be them initiating this contact between the two of you. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm going to be looking for is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. Initially, I'm going to just be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull a card that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck. And next, we'll see if we get any from them to you. Oh, already got one there. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have jealousy. It says, I feel like you've moved on without me, and that's difficult for me to see. Interesting. Because the reason why I say it's interesting more than anything is because I definitely do see that passion on your part, but the energy I was getting from you in the past was that maybe you realized that the timing wasn't right because maybe they were just getting out of something. But I guess that could be another way, where maybe you just actually thought of this person as someone that you had the long-term potential with, but you may not have ever acted on it. And now with the time that's passed, you might feel like, oh, it might be too late now. Maybe they've moved on to someone else. So that's certainly a possibility. Feels like it's a little less likely, but I will say I can see the passionate part of that anyway, as far as you do seem to really still have the desire for the person. And on their side, all right, we have freedom. It says I can't be tied down right now. I have too many interests. So interesting message there. I could definitely see where that would play into the past. So in a way, both of these cards seem to fit as a addition to the past energies, explaining the past energies a little bit more. But I will say, in the present, at the very least, even if they were someone who seemed to be a bit non-committal, with that Three of Chalices and the Six of Chalices, it looks like they are, at the very least, thinking about you a lot. And yeah, I can say maybe that Two of Pentacles energy can point to that potential for them to be a bit non-committal, but I feel like they were growing out of that, and then seeing the Eight of Pentacles in the future position seems to point to that as well, because the Eight of Pentacles energy is definitely an energy of putting in work. So hopefully that resonated with you. All right, and lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. I pre-shuffled this deck as well. Here I'm just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with, though. Oh, almost had one there. All right, I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if I don't get one, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull one that way. Yeah, so let me just put the deck down, and just give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll just pull a card. Okay, we'll take this one. All right, we have Buy the Book. There's the artwork, and the number is 11. So yeah, interesting. Buy the book makes me think of a few different things. The tradition that we saw in the past, right? So maybe that was what it was, like we said, where maybe you wanted to make sure this person was formally out of a previous connection. Or like I said, if this was a workplace thing where you guys, it was against the rules to be together within the workplace, that could have been what was keeping you guys apart as well. So we'll see what the actual messages in the book say, though. Okay, it says abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. The Oracle's message: the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it'll be easier to go by the book at this time. So yeah, interesting. Definitely, as I was reading that, like I said, I got a few of the different themes that I was picking up on from the past there. Well, like I said, maybe for some of you, there was some disapproval within your family or possibly your friend group. Like I said, others of you, just an office romance type thing that was forbidden within the workplace. So yeah, a couple different ways I could see that playing out, but hopefully that resonated. And the relationship message says getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find a middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want to do them. Your connection will deepen as a result. So, I mean, in a way, I definitely didn't get any pushy energy from you. Now, maybe that could be, at best, the Eight of Wands that's underneath this tradition card, where maybe you were pushing for things in a certain way in the past. And that could have been possibly what the disconnect was if they were still healing from something, but that seems a little less likely. Like I said, for a lot of you, I still get that it could definitely be a situation where maybe the two of you worked together and that was the main hurdle where that would have been frowned upon within the workplace. So, like I said, others view could have been maybe you had family that would disapprove, maybe there's some cultural divide, or you guys are just at a great distance from each other physically. But yeah, hopefully those messages resonate with you guys. Wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.